Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. And where we are now is we're actually in LOUGHGALL. And as you can see, we're outside Sloan's coffee shop, which is also actually the museum as well. Because this is Sloan's bar originally. Sloan's Inn, where the men, if you remember, the Protestants, after the Battle of the Diamond on the 21st of September 1795, actually came here that night, and they formed the Orange Order. And so we're going to go in and have a wee look at that, but before we do, I want to show you this house beside it, because this house here is actually the old dispensary, in other words the doctors. So that was the doctors. And you can see the old blinds there, shutters on the windows. So that's the old doctor's house, the dispensary house it's called, as you can see. But what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at this museum, which was originally Sloan's bar. And you can see the coffee shop there, Sloan's. And so this is where the men met after the Battle of the Diamond. If you remember, I've done a wee video there on Don Winter's cottage. Done a few videos actually, and of the battle as well. And so the museum's actually around the back. Or at least the entrance of it is. And you can see there it's the Museum of Orange Heritage, which is Sloan's house here. And of course there's another Museum of Orange Heritage in Belfast, which is Schomburg House. And I've been at both museums and they're excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed them. So we're going to go in here and have a wee look. And we're going to go up as well to the room where the warrants were signed. There you can see a few military uniforms and a drum which says 1st Battalion Royal Irish Fusiliers. And there's some artefacts here. That's a bust of King William III. And there's some coinage here as well. And I'll just mention a few of these to you. Number 5 there, which is the last one at the bottom. So this one here. It's actually known as James II gun money. And it's actually dated 1690. So there you are. And let me see what else. Yes, number 2 is William and Mary copper halfpenny coin, which is dated from 1693, which is the second one in there, which is that one there. So pretty amazing. And then also what this document here is it's actually a royal commission from William III, dated 16th of February 1693, appointing William Abrington, I think that is, as captain of a company in the regiment of foot. So great to have these items here, and certainly you're looking at a wee piece of history. So we're going to take a walk up here, and we're going to head into Sloan's parlour. And of course it was James Sloan who owned this bar, this pub. And so you can see King William there landing at Torbay. And also there's William and Mary being crowned. And then there's a sermon preached before King William at Belfast in Northern Ireland on the 14th day of June 1690. And there's a few pictures here. How you doing? There's a few pictures here of King William, or paintings. So that's the first one there. And he's on a black horse this time. And there he's there again in his royal robes. And that's him in his war regalia. So there you are. And then this here is on the trail of King William. As simple as ABC. So there you are. And you can pause the video and have a read of those if you want. And I've been to many of those sites myself. So I have. But where we're going into now is Sloan's parlour. And I believe there's a meeting taking place in here. So I'll have to be very careful. Or it's very quiet, sorry. So I'm going to read this out to you. This is the Battle of the Diamond in context. It says, in the days leading up to the battle, there was considerable unease. Mr. Archdale Cope and Mr. Taggart, a Roman Catholic priest, made a treaty to try and calm the area. However, large numbers of defenders continued to arrive from Tyrone and elsewhere. At about 5 AM on the 21st of September 1795, they opened fire on Don Winter's cottage, attacking from Fagart Hill. Don Winter's cottage was set on fire and the family retreated up the Diamond Hill. A party of Protestants with volunteer training had arrived to help and waited at the top of the Diamond Hill. When the defenders advanced up the hill, the newly arrived Protestants stepped out, formed ranks and fired a destructive volley of shot. The battle was won. Shortly after the fighting, local militia arrived to restore order. Then it says, following the battle, the Protestants decided to form a new organisation. They retired to James Sloan's Inn, LOUGHGALL, and formed the Loyal Orange Institution, or the Orange Order as it's known today. Many of these Orange men would play a vital role in putting down the 1798 rebellion as members of local yeomanry corps. So I believe there's a meeting taking place here, so we'll be very quiet as we go in. And as you can see, they're having a meeting here. They're actually forming the Orange Order, as you can see. So we don't actually have Don Winter here. I thought Don Winter was here, but he's not. But who we do have is, on the left here, is James Sloan. And he was a schoolmaster and innkeeper. He owned this building. As I say, he was a former schoolmaster, owner of Sloan's Inn, and he was present at the first meeting and chosen to be the first secretary of the new organisation. The first warrants were signed by him, and for a time he was regarded as its leading figure. So that's James Sloan, the proprietor here of Sloan's Inn. And then the gentleman in the military uniform in the middle is Captain John Giffard, and he was a member of the Royal Dublin Militia. He was stationed in Portadown. He was present at the first meeting and is credited with devising the initial oath and the first rules governing the new organisation's operation. So that's Captain John Giffard. And then the last man is James Wilson. And James Wilson was a farmer and a Freemason. And in 1792, he established an Orange Club at the Dan, I think that is, in County Tyrone, with a view to raising Protestant political consciousness. And the first warrant, LOL number 1, was issued to him. So there you go. It's good that they have this reenacted, isn't it? And it says there on the wee plaque, if I can see it, at this table, the property of the late brother James Sloan of LOUGHGALL, the first Orange warrants were signed and issued after the Battle of the Diamond for 21st of September 1795. And there you can see a couple of a rifle or a musket, and also a wee handgun then. So there you go, there's King William behind them. There's another one there, that's King William being wounded at the Boyne. So there you go, there's an old gun there, no doubt about it. That's like a Brown Bess or something. My goodness. Number 13, am I right? No, it's a blunderbuss, that's what you call it. It says here, 18th century blunderbuss, reportedly dropped by Captain Quigley during the Battle of the Diamond on the 21st of September. Of course, it's 1785. So there you are, that was reportedly dropped by Captain Quigley at the Diamond. Fantastic. And you can see some other artefacts. Some lead shot, which was found at the site of the Battle of the Diamond. Brilliant. So there you go. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take you a wee walk into the main museum which is in here, but before I do, I want to give you one last wee view of the room here. So we'll head into the main part now of the museum. There's a picture there of King William and also his wife Mary II. And there's the late Queen Elizabeth II, Diamond Jubilee, 1952 to 2012. There's an interesting one there, the birth of Northern Ireland, established 1921. So there you go. And also down below, it's celebrating Northern Ireland's centenary, 1921 to 2021. And there's the first Prime Minister, James Craig. So there you are. And that's Don Winter's cottage, and a couple of his descendants are the one in the middle with the round hat is that gentleman there with the bowler hat. That's his nephew. So that gentleman there is this man's nephew, and this man here is a Winter. So they're both descendants of Don Winter. And there you can see an old orange lodge, number 579. And you can see a couple of angels there. That's a strange chair, isn't it? But it's actually a chair, because it says do not sit on this chair. And there's the glorious and immortal memory, and then it says 1690. And it's got a picture of King William. There you go. And this is the Reverend Stuart Blacker, 1740 to 1826. He was Archdeacon of Dromore. He was also rector of Drumcree as well. Reverend Stuart's son, Colonel William Blacker, was the first Grand Master of County Armagh and the first recognised Grand Master of the Grand Orange Lodge of Ireland. There you are. And this is Colonel William Blacker, Justice of the Peace, Lieutenant Colonel of the Armagh Militia. So there you are. And he was the first of the landed gentry to join the newly formed Orange Order. Now I want to show you this sword, because this is Patrick Sarsfield's sword. Fantastic, isn't it? And Patrick Sarsfield was a fantastic Jacobite commander. It says here, this ceremonial sword was owned by Patrick Sarsfield, 1st Earl of Lucan, who was a leading figure in the Jacobite army and played a prominent part in the wars in Ireland and the siege of Limerick in 1690. It was presented to him by King Charles VII of Sweden and remained in the possession of the family until October 1984, when it was sold at Sotheby's, London. So I don't know how the museum actually came to own this, but there you are. Fantastic to have it, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. So there you are. And then what we have some old muskets here, which I'll show you. That's the Enniskillen. There you are, William Johnson of Ballykilbeg. And it's Aughrim, Derry, Enniskillen, Boyne. And there's some old muskets and a bayonet. That one there's a percussion cap. And that one there's a flintlock. Muskets. So there you go. And there's them fighting. And then there's a painting there of King William crossing the Boyne. And so in the next video, we're actually going to look at this church, which is the remains of the old parish church in LOUGHGALL. The church was destroyed during the 1641 rebellion. So that's where we're heading next. So thanks for watching, and God bless.